Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for another video blog. So I want to talk today about one of the best habits you can incorporate in your life. If you don't already do that, that will increase your rate of success, well-being, health and happiness, and that's reading. We have the same, right, in a health world of you are what you eat. Well, I like to say you are what you read. And unfortunately, the studies say that in this present generation, people read less than ever, and these numbers go down every year. And that's a sad thing, and the biggest excuse that people use that they don't read is time. But let's face it, there's some habits that if you start practicing, and you might feel that you're moving slower, but a lot of times slowing means going fast. In other words, by recharging your batteries, by restoring your brain health, feeling clear, having high levels of energy, you become a much more efficient and productive human being. But anyway, this video is not about productivity. This video is really about why reading is so good. I was doing some research why reading is so good. Many of you know me, you've seen my library. I'm an addict. I read an hour to 2 hours every single day. I get up 5 a.m. every single day to carve 45 minutes to an hour just for my reading because it makes all my days successful. And it doesn't mean I don't have bad days. So believe me, I have bad days, and I already had a couple bad days this year, but I don't even like to call bad. I like to call challenging. But when I energized, I have mental energy, and one part of building this mental energy for me, it's reading. It's like reading is like lifting weights for my muscles. I'm making my brain stronger. So I want to give you here 3 reasons, and there are many more reasons. I could make this video blog very long, but I'm trying to shorten my blogs so you watch it all. So I'm just going to mention the 3 main benefits that I find about reading. Number 1, it's brain power, brain health. And studies say that by reading, you helping your right side of the brain and the left side of the brain to connect, because the left brain might be focusing on the language, understanding the words, but the right brain is trying to understand a more cognitive way, like what you're feeling when you read that, what kind of emotions or even thoughts are being stimulated because of their reading, especially when you read nonfiction or what you call personal growth or self-help books. You're working some issues in your life and you're reading books that are helping you in that issue. So you constantly increasing, strengthening your neurological pathways in your brain. So it's making your brain stronger. Again, it's like lifting weights for the brain. And another aspect that has been found, reading decreases the amount of this protein in the brain called amyloid. Amyloid is a protein they found is very high on people who develop Alzheimer's. So it's actually they finding that it decreases your chances to develop Alzheimer's and even dementia. Think about it, you're just stimulating the brain, so it's much harder for the brain to get sick, right? And it gives you mental food, what I call. Again, I have lots of energy all day. My brain is sharp. My memory is great because reading also improves your memory, strengthens your memory, right? Number 2, I put motivation, inspiration. I share with you what to do when you have those moments that you feel flat. You might have big goals. I have big goals. I know exactly what I want to do, where I want to go. But doesn't mean I don't have days that I feel a little bit paralyzed, that I feel fearful, that I have self-doubts. I have all those things that you have as well. The difference is I choose to be proactive and recognize those emotions coming, and I take an immediate action so I don't sit in the paralysis, which will increase that fear or those negative thoughts. So when you read a book, you actually can remove you from that stage, because think about it, it's all, anything we focus, anything where we put our energy on is going to increase, right? energy flows when energy goes, that type of thing. So if you're getting caught in some negative emotions that are not serving at that moment, move away. Pick up a book that motivates you, that inspires you. It can be a book that you're reading for the second time. It can be a brand new book. You go to the bookstore and get inspired, but it will ignite the motivation, inspiration by simply the fact that you're changing your focus, and the mind cannot hold more than one thought at a time. So move away from those negative thoughts. I'm not saying they're wrong. They're not wrong. But if they're not benefiting, if you're not able to go right to the solution mindset, go read a book. And number 3, lowers stress. Same thing I was just mentioning a few seconds ago. You're changing your focus. So if you're sitting with stress, with negative emotions, and you're not finding solutions for your problems, go read a book. That's going to lower your mental emotional stress right away. But another thing that happens physiologically when you're reading a book, I call turning on your relaxing system. And it's really sad that this era, with all this beautiful technology, and I use the word beautiful because technology, I can share my videos all over the world. I can connect with people all over the world through my videos, so I do love technology. But every power has its darkness. And in this generation, because everybody's turned on wire all the time with emails, on cell phones, iPads, you know, or you find a computer at the airport if you don't have one, people are losing the ability to relax. I actually see clients that literally say to me, I can't relax, you know, or they have that pathology, not really a pathology, but the fear of missing out. So they're not relaxing anymore. They are running in the sympathetic system the whole time, which is our fight flight, which help us, except if you use all the time, it actually hurts you. It hurts your immune system, hurts your cognitive power, your brain power. So when you read a book, you're turning on your parasympathetic system, which is your relaxing system. It's that system that is always working when you're sleeping, when you're working, because it's working on your digestion, on your elimination, on hormonal functions. So you have to turn on that system more, because a lot of people, and thank God even doctors are using these terms now, a lot of doctors are telling their patients, you are running a sympathetic system and you're frying yourself. So you hear the term burned out. That's exactly what it means. Your sympathetic system or fight flight state all the time. So if you have a hard time relaxing, just pick up a book and practice. If you don't read at all and you want to start reading because I share these great motivators of health, just set yourself a goal. What about 10 minutes every morning when you're drinking your coffee or your tea? 10 minutes, you set your clock, you read a book, or you read a good article for yourself, or rather that you pick up a real book, paper, so you disconnect from the electronics a little bit, because you might be reading on your laptop, on your iPad, and those notifications, email, text keep coming. So I would much rather you read a real book. If 10 minutes is too much for your day, maybe 1 hour a week of reading, that you just sit somewhere in a nice spot, in a coffee shop, in a favorite chair in your house, and just relax and get engaged in a good book. And if you're already a reader, maybe you can increase your reading. My goal is really to read a book a week. And I was able to accomplish that a few times last year, but some books I'm picking up are a little bit too big. So it's hard to finish a book in a week. So anyway, those are my tips. If you have to go run, the second session I want to share with you my favorite books on the mind area, success area, and also my favorite books from last year. So you have to go, come back to this video, check my books. But if you have time, give me another 2 minutes. So I want to talk to you about my favorite books on the spiritual realm. There's a classic here, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. This is a great book to help you to relax, to chill out. You don't have, this is not about religion, it's just about mindfulness. It's just about the Zen philosophy, and it's beautifully written. So that's one of my classics that I love and I go back to. One of the most recent books that I picked up and I love, it's Michael Singer, The Untethered Soul. I recommend this book to a lot of my clients who are having hard time in their lives and they need to go back to a spiritual practice. So great teachings here. Then the books on the realm of success, and if you have a teenager, son or daughter, or maybe they're young adults, give them these books, because these are the books I wish I had embodied in my 20s. And I didn't really embody these books until my mid-late 30s. I had them maybe in my late 20s, but I never pay attention. One of them is the classic Dale Carnegie. If you are in any profession, any, I say, because any success, you know, any career involves connect with people. He is the master. That's the Bible. How to influence people and win friends in a genuine way. Dale Carnegie. Second one author that I love is Brian Tracy. He has studied from all the masters like Dale Carnegie, Henry Ford, Napoleon Hill, and he has a very big library. So I love Brian Tracy. Another one's a classic, Stephen Covey. Amazing book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Incredible, a must-have in a library if you like to study success and happiness. And the classic that I actually give to my friends' kids sometimes is Napoleon Hill. And don't be afraid about the word rich. Sometimes people get turned off by money, but that you shouldn't. Everybody wants to make money. Classic, written in the 1930s, and it's where all these masters like Tony Robbins, Brendon Burchard, Brian Tracy study from classics like Napoleon Hill or Earl Nightingale, that I don't have a copy here in my hands. And I'll let you go after I share my favorite books from 2016. One of them, it's The Upside of Stress. I am very passionate about the topic of stress because I teach people how to handle stress better. So I teach people how to become warriors of stress. Amazing book from this writer, from this teacher. I believe it's Harvard. Sometimes I confuse Harvard and Stanford. But great insights about stress here. Second one, I'm concentrating about how to live an extraordinary life and create extraordinary days every day. Love this one, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. You can see all my marks here. One of my favorites of 2016. And another one from 2016 about the power of our mind, how to create deep and lasting changes, is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I read all his books, and this, you can see again all my marks. If you're interested in understanding more the power of your conscious, subconscious mind and how to change your habits, incredible book. Thank you so much. I know this was a long blog, that's why I split in 2 parts. Share with me what you're reading right now, or what were your top books of 2016. And if you're not reading it all, begin 10 minutes every day. Strengthen that brain. Thank you so much.